Give your heart to Jesus, let him take control. Just sit and watch him. I know it hurts you, and I know it's painful. No way to wait, so you have to let it go. Your best friend is on your secret events. Let it go. Your wife is getting married to another man. Your husband fall in love with another woman. Don't let it bother you. I've said let it go. If someone overlook you because you live in zero, if they insult you because you don't have nobody, if they say you will continue to be a zobo, if they say you will continue to be a prostitute, if they say you will continue to be a beggar, you will not marry, you will not bear your own children. If they say your knee is going to borrow.
Good evening, good afternoon. It's 8:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Alfonso Zian, so to the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Let's get this program strictly 1 hour here. We are a little bit behind time, but notwithstanding, the conversation want to go on.
Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Lord, help me let it go, man.
Okay, let's get the program going here. I'm Alfonso Zian, so let's bring you some of the news making headline in Liberia. We want to welcome you to this evening podcast. Thank you so much. Hopefully, my man Amos George is going to join me here for us to have a conversation. It's 8:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's good to be back here. Running a little bit late, but we're going to do what we can go precisely 1 hour by or less than that. We want to be here, but it's important that we bring you up to speed. Eduardo Tai, good evening and welcome to all our folks, friends, followers of Liberia Public Radio. Thank you for being part of this evening conversation. This is All Things Considered. It's Wednesday evening. It's 8:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully, the man from the far right, Amos George, going to be here. The Libra is still recovering from Liberia. He wants to mention, and he's still recovering. So we understand. And the guy from Nairobi, Kenya, hopefully Marcos, we are going to be here. And let us pick up some of the pieces and parcels of news making headlines in the country and other parts of the world where we are. You saw what came out of Uncle Sen, the chief diplomat of the United States, in Liberia, the ambassador. We saw the statement coming out. It's huge. So the question becomes, when last have you seen a Liberian Liberian envoy speaking on critical issue? Why should people always tell us to clean our house, to put our house in order? What is the significance of these useless holidays? Are we conscious of the fact how many dollars that we lose in a year or in a day when we have these holiday? Well, just bear with us. I was saying the internet is for some reasons acting a little up here. I'm not sure what's going on, but notwithstanding, we keep to push the line. So these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about. A U.S. ambassador, according to front page, and even the details of that script, it is quite amazing. It is quite amazing to see what is happening. And as far I am concerned, I'm not sure about you. We don't see where the leadership coming from, and those who even try to position themselves as alternative for the future of the country. Nobody is getting out. Nobody is saying anything. Nobody is telling their people or telling to make sure that the country is on course. Okay, our man from Nairobi, this early morning hours is here. Our senior contributor and analyst, Michael Joy. We are here. I want to take it to review because this is something I've been trying to wrap around my head, and I'm finding it very difficult to understand these proliferations of holidays. With cognizance of the fact that thousands of dollars that is been wasted, or is it been pocketed by few people benefiting for this? I don't understand. All of these million presidents, will we continue to be having this in a poor country? It doesn't make sense. If you look at that information coming from the ambassador. But let me just bring in Michael. Michael's here. He's already standing by in Nairobi, Kenya, this early morning. It's good to be here. Mike, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Mr. So, and good morning to our peace-loving people of Liberia and to our listeners who are up at this time to listen to us and also follow the discussion. It has been a long time since we last met on this program.
Yeah.
And I like to
Yeah,
also,
and I'm afraid it's still getting ugly from one thing to another. Life is full of unforeseen circumstances and things that we just do not have control. Just when I came from the funeral of my mother, 2 3 days after, I got a phone call, mother-in-law passed. So this is something that is very difficult to process after almost a month this week, but it is what it is. Life goes on. But a greater picture is our country, my country, the directions of our country. Those who even want state power, those who also in charge of state power. And this is why sometimes we always talk here. And one of the young person I kind of came to me and said that in Liberia, there's no sense of direction. Opposition, government, you can't hear anybody putting something tangible for change. We want change, but I don't know what sort of change they want. Change comes with pain. You're not going to have a change without anything. Now, see what this envoy, because he was a Peace Corps volunteer. See what he's saying. I'm wondering what is going through our minds. What's happening in Kenya? What are Liberians saying as well? I am quite sure people are news freak. They don't want to know what's going on in their country. But here we are. Every other time there's some sort of story that we have to take on. What's going on? How are you doing?
in Nairobi, whether how Liberians are looking at issues back home is something. It's a divided issue. You have some who discuss it from the opposition standpoint, and other who discuss it like they are within. So it's something that is gay issue when when those Al-Shabaab, where they have that mall, is also located to that place. So there is also currently there is a construction of an expressway. So now if you are leaving from Nairobi to go to the airport, maybe you have a flight right after the completion of this expressway, where they will have toll gate and what have you, you wouldn't be complaining about traffic. You know, that's a major boost now as we see. But the political tension now is growing. The deputy president has also announced his candidature that he's contesting for the election during the August, because he's
Now,
contesting.
let me hold you. That's the vice president, right?
Yes, yeah.
Uh, mhm,
For them, they are not using the nomenclature of vice president. They are using the nomenclature deputy president.
Deputy.
So, yeah, deputy. In that case, according to their constitution, the president does not have the power to, one way or the other, tell him to step aside, because both of them were elected on the same ticket. They were elected for the period of 4 years. That is it. So whether he goes against the agenda of the current establishment, the president cannot tell him to stay aside, to stand aside rather. So currently, as we stand, the president is supporting the leading opposition leader called Raila Odinga. He has announced that, and the country is in shock. But everybody is saying that yes, the president has to do it because this man also supported him right after the 2017 election. As you may be aware, there was a major fight, but they went through a handshake, and people said during that handshake, they decided that I'm going to support you in 2022. So probably is what he's doing now. So there where it is, but there are some political tension. But what I do admire here is they have a commission. Before we go into our Liberian issue, they have a commission that is responsible to monitor every media institution.
What sort of commission? Independent? What is the independency of that commission? And then who appoints the commission? How was it constituted? Any idea?
The commission is an autonomous agency. Is headed by people of integrity, according to them. It's called the Cohesion Commission, something like that. Wherein, if you went on a political rally and you made his speech, you will be called because they've experienced.
Let me not interrupt you. If you can adjust yourself so that my viewers can capture your full face. Okay, good. Yeah.
So they have that commission here, and that commission is very strong. Whether you can be the leading opposition, whether you can be the leading, how do we call it, the ruling establishment, FIQ. If you make any statement that is tantamount to sustaining the peace that we are enjoying here now, you'll be called. Sometimes you'll be arrested by state security. You get reason why you make that statement. So it's something that is of interest as well. You know,
in the interest of African solidarity, before we can pace, maybe I will sound a little bit ridiculous here. Let's look at the work of the oppositions in Kenya, their engagement, their talking points, and things that they sort of reference. And look at our opposition. No message, no succinct message, no precise message, lack of vision. They are unable to make the case for which they even want state power. In my view, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. You could have an interpretation. Dualo could have an interpretation. But I've said this consistently over and over. I have not seen a coherent and precise message of the opposition to tell us as to how they even want to do it differently. So I, for one, I'm kind of afraid. And justifications, my argument is based on to see what is unfolding within it. CPP or whatever is dead and gone. That is part of that. How is it being played out in Kenya as well?
Oh, okay, thank you. Like here, even in the parliament and also in the Senate, you understand that if somebody is in opposition, is an opposition on the basis of policy. He's not an opposition on the basis of because he's from this tribe and you are from this tribe, or because you have more wives, he doesn't have more wives, then he envies you. It's not like that. Whenever they are discussing issues, they discuss the interests of their country. That's why they discuss firstly.
Not party, not their interests. They don't put party first as we put party first in Liberia, individuals. That's not the case. Is that what you're saying?
Though in every political establishment, you go and represent your party. So normally you push the ideology of your party because, mind you, a political party must have an ideology or ideologies or manifestos.
Right.
So if you, as a senator or representative, if you are in the House of Representatives or Senate and you are discussing issue, probably you'll be discussing the manifesto of your political institution, not because your party did not benefit. It means probably what is being done. If it is good, then you go against it.
It shows the sort of vibe, the kind of conversation we can be having our politician here. You don't understand anything.
No, it's not like that. Even at times, there are some heated arguments, sometimes fight, but the fight that sometimes go on is on the basis of because you go against this policy that I want in my county or in my district. You understand? Because they have this policy that is called one Kenyan, 1 shilling. That is to say, for example, there's part like you have Liberia, like you have do you call it Riverside County, those less populated county, and maybe you are distributing the national resources, the budget.
Yeah.
Now, if you are saying that per county, maybe you said because of the population of River G or River Cess, you want to give them less money. Then because most Rado County has more population, you want to give them more money. And some of them, like this going time, there was a heated argument. They said everybody is equal under the law. So in terms of resources distribution, money distribution, it should be done equally. You see, so those are some of the issues. But I have not seen anybody, any opposition leader, any opposition parliamentarian who goes there and carries with him a trophy. You know, instead of discussing the issue, you carry trophy, you abuse President Mother. No, if you do that here, you'll be arrested. Though there is freedom of speech, but freedom of speech comes with responsibility.
Comes with responsibility and limitation. Exactly.
Yeah, that is being practiced here at a higher level. At a higher level.
So, here quick right here, and we're going to find time. I'm sorry we came on late too much, just unfolding now. And my man just said, I thought LPR is there. LPR is not there, but the entire crew, we were just in Liberia, and there was a lot of things going on. We were unable. There were a lot of conversation held behind the scene, but we could not put forward the face of our microphone. So the concept here, this is quite interesting because we need to have this sort of conversation. And I hold the media industry responsible as well. We in the media industry, our inability to educate, to inform, to give a sense of direction, because if you go Liberia, people are in desperation of news. Yes. And so some of our colleagues in the media industry, they are taking that, sit down on their platform, and they create political satire. They create unnecessary drama. It becomes entertainment. And regrettably, Liberian lost entertainment. So there is a fight here with people who tries to put forward the actual news to help people to make informed decisions. That's the challenge that we are having. Okay, the man from this guy state, that's where Donald Trump tried to twist the election results. So people from Georgia will still have apprehensions about that. Mr. George, good evening and welcome, but not you now, not you.
Good evening, sir, and good evening to Mr. Weir. Welcome back.
Yeah, and I think it's funny. A few people that I met, and the liberal he would come here. I would know. So he said, "Oh, what oh man?" Then they said, "Well, there are other people what they call liberal." You know, get people the man call one other guy from Kenya. Now you call him Mr. Nairobi. So I said, something is a complete mix. He's the best up here, but that's okay. Okay, let's come back here. In the half hour, we're going to be going here. I'm sorry to our viewer, we came on late here. Look, change. Here is the quote here. I honor our son, the chief diplomat slammed GOL of wasting resources. Now, we want change. That's the song we always hearing. You talk to government officials, they want change. You talk to oppositions, they want change. You talk to advocates, they want change. Talk show hosts, they want change. But the context or the actual interpretations of the change, they are not articulating that. They are not telling us anything, the responsibility that also comes with change. We have to sit and wait for people to always point out these things, but yet these people still strongly believe they want to be leaders. So what are we changing from to what are we going? What are we going towards? What are we envisaged to get? I don't get it. You have Tubman, Webby, JJ Robert, then all of these people, Tubman, and they are closed door policy, and they say it's open door. I don't know which door that was open. They are off with Boignier, they all were hooking up, see Abidjan, see Cote d'Ivoire, see Guinea, and all of that. Are we yet observing these people? Now, someone who was a Peace Corps volunteer is asking this question. Why we can't get ahead of our shadow?
Mr. So, I read the diplomat op-ed and people are trying to shift it. People are trying to, everyone else want to interpret the way we look at it. But the fact here is that, and I was telling some people yesterday, I said, when this thing come up, then we'll run back to the past to say, oh, these people did not do this. They didn't do that. So I asked the people, I said, okay, what is about the change that we speak about? Every time once something comes to you or to us, then we shift the blame to the past to justify why things are happening today. And I say, we have to stop this thing here. History is there to remind us. History is there to guide us. Because the mistake these people made in the past, we have been sitting down on the sideline and we saw all the mistakes.
Let's not speak ambiguity. I like my people. So who are the people you are referring to? Who are the people who made it?
Here's the thing. I mean, supporters of the government come to say the ambassador made he made something about J.J. Rao up to this point. And I said, look, it's a thing here. It's like we know all the problems. We identify all the problems. The prescription is one lacking. Let's say CDC sat down for 12 years, criticized the government, pointing out all the ills that government was making. They lay out it to the Liberian people. This was wrong.
Let me stop you right there. And I bring this guy from Nairobi here. Do we still have to? We are less than 18, 17 months talking about elections. Should we still dwell on a system that is not been working? Why can't we focus on the alternative? And why can those who are presenting themselves to be alternative, why can't we hold these people to the feet? We can hold their feet to the fire. Are they also putting? Is there any plan that they have that they are telling us?
No, Mr. So I'm coming to the point. Now, when this thing happened, they will shift the blame. Or in the past, it happened, they didn't lay the groundwork. But we saw all these things and we questioned them. We attacked them, we identified it. Now, when we get to power, we start to do even more than what we were complaining about the past. Then you say, oh no, we should not hold you alone responsible. We should not hold them responsible. Look at that money. So the now in the health sector of Liberia, the ambassador talk about Kolahun, Sanikwele. The man is sitting there in Morovia telling you what is happening in any part of your country. That should be alarming to every one of us. Turn to the opposition. There is no message from them.
Do we have opposition? I had to ask this question.
Yeah, I mean, what are you talking about? What are you looking at? You always have opposition in any system.
Mr. Michael.
Yes.
Opposition, I know, and people will say, but this guy is sounding very crazy this evening. Maybe he's just from Liberia or whatever. I'm talking about oppositions that will hold government, that will engage, that will also make the case to say, yes, we potentially see these people as an alternative. But see what they are doing. See what is happening. Can the international community, can they take these people serious as well?
Thank you. Thank you for the talking point. Let me also say that, yes, every government has opponents, but the opponents that every government has been having in Liberia is because they want to taste whatever, because they want to taste whatever the guys who are in power are tasting. That's why they become opponents. That's why they become opposition. Because if you look at the true essence of an opposition political party, you understand that people will discuss based on give money, they dish out money. We don't support people based upon programs and policies. You understand that this man will come and tell you that he wants to become president, he wants to become senator. What is his agenda? What are their agendas that they bring to you? That even tomorrow, if they fail, that you are going to hold them you are going to hold them to the feet. Now, to tell you that you spoke about, Africa Coast and Guinea and other countries that are going forward, and Liberia is still backward. Liberia still finds herself in a danger condition. It's very simple because you have people who don't have vision. Because if we have vision, if we've been having leaders who have vision, then Liberia shouldn't be. I tell you this, I think every one of us there know Cowell. The Cowell Bridge was built as a one lane. One lane. That is, for example, if you were coming from Upper Cowell and there is another vehicle coming from the Cowell Junction route, one has to stop to give the other one chance to pass. Go to Greenville, Sando County. Sino River, the bridge that is on Sino River is also one lane. Now, if people who have vision, who believe that after them there will be another group or generation that will come after, they will never sit and do that. Sorry to say, Pat George, the reason why sometimes we go to the past, because if the past is not also built well, it makes it difficult to continue with the present.
No, hold on there. So you use that as a reference point to guide you to move forward.
Granted. I live in a country. In 1963, Kenya gained her independence. But do you know where Kenya is now? Kenya has 47 counties with 42 tribes. All of the 47 counties are connected in terms of road connectivity to the capital that is called Nairobi. Electricity is at the highest supply. Every citizen, gets electricity. If not every citizen, people experience electricity. Majority experience that. Those places where there is no electricity, you find out that you have those solar panel and what have you. They are there. But unlike our country, I listened to the guys from the LEC the other day. What they were telling us, I almost cried what they were telling us. Somebody who is the board chairman was unable to tell Liberians why Liberians do not have electricity. Look, let me tell you something before I conclude. Yes. Now, the issue is that if you make electricity surplus, you will not find people finding me to steal electricity.
The accessibility.
I gave you this example. When the issue of telecommunication started, we had one company in Liberia called Lone Star. Labor Cell was there, Commune was there, but they were not competing strongly with Lone Star. After then, Celcom came. Celcom brought this smartphone, $2 for $35 US, $2 for $35, and Celcom was giving the SIM card free of charge. But previously, Lone Star, what Lone Star was doing, if you recharge like $5 in your phone, you don't use it for the prescribed time, they block your SIM. If you don't recharge on your SIM, they block your SIM. You have to go and pay money to Lone Star to open your SIM, because it was almost like a monopoly. Why can't you open this whole LEC, prioritize bring me if I have money, make me the board chair, I have more share into LEC.
Let's return to peace here. We have maybe 15 minutes to go. I'm sorry we came on late. Maybe we're going to do something tomorrow. You were talking about connectivities. I was in Liberia. I left Monrovia, went to the southeast. And
how many days did you spend?
And this is not a George Weah business here.
No.
This has been from Totman, the guy who is the open door policy man, the Samuel Doe, and all of these people. Look at this row here. And you have all of the major stake actors. They are all from there. And this is where the narrow-minded, the greedy, the lack of visions of our leaders, because It doesn't matter whether you're from the Southeast, all right, and you're a representative or senator, you must be concerned that people in those places must have access to good road. And if you're from Lofa, you're from Cape Mount, you have to, how do you expect people, you're telling people to even go return to the farm? How the hell are they going to go make farm if any and then pull, look at this road here in the 21st
This is
century.
State Family
Look at this road here.
One of the places that used to be real or die, it's still die.
Thank God. Long time, so good.
So this is Village. Managed to go. This is regular side Village. One of the bad places on the system bridge.
Let me stop this here. This is so freaking annoying. And you have people who call themselves senators, representatives from different. Is this not a national security concern? And we sit down, we run mouth, but these people were able to deliberately, purposely, they calculated on and give themselves huge money, Russian money for themselves. Right, $50,000, $80,000 cars go in Liberia there, and see this. And when other than that, from the Southeast, they want to go in, they go with plane.
Yeah, they go with helicopters.
People getting on motorbike from Sacred Pier to Grand Guide to Sino, and you have this. And you want to put more on Cote d'Ivoire, you want to put more on Guinea. If there's anything, God forbid, more they will still come out. If you have this kind of rule like this in this sort of century, and like I said, I failed to mention, this is not a George Weah problem.
Never.
Being on, and then it comes back to the first branch of government.
I think
it comes back to the
1989.
first branch of government, the behavior of those children, because they're not even look like adults. I don't see them to be, they can't sit and even draw out a fixed agenda to tackle national issue. It's all about themselves. Go ahead.
1989. That when those signed that road project. If you can remember, if maybe about 1989, by March, that road, they started building that road to pave the road from Ganta to Zetro before the war came.
I think our European Union or World Bank,
yes,
something happened, and that's how that whole thing was interrupted.
Yes, I remember because I was on that road between Zetro and Monrovia. 1989, they started building. If you get to Ganta, you see.
Yeah, you can see.
Yes,
the layout.
Our 1989, that road project was initiated by those before the war came. But what I was trying to say, is that we are seeing all the mistakes these people made. So if you sit in your office, that picture should be on the wall to tell you this is what these people fail, and this is what we have to do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's the point I'm trying to make. This is where the people fail. So we have to do these things. But the people prioritize are not prioritized. If you ask this government, what is the signature project that you leave to say, yeah, this is what
this is why I had to do this. Should we still be asking this government when we have like 16, 18 months to election? The reason I'm asking, all of the things that they told us, it's not coming to reality.
No.
Don't you think people who tries to unseat the government, don't you think that should be the talking point? They are sorry. Don't you think they need to have like a concise message now to point out these things? They are not in abstract, they are concrete. So why are they not having that kind of conversation?
Well, how do it happen, Mr. So when people are acting irresponsible? The people fighting over signature in court when they're supposed to take advantage of this kind of thing. Like we were saying, I'm listening to the board chairman of LEC. The man said, now I don't even know about this information. Can you imagine? And this is what I said, it's good for people to be proactive. When that West African line was launched, 2017, people are having current in Ganta, Maryland, people are having current there. why the government at the time could not start planning polls in the community, knowing that this project will be completed at this time. But you wait, the people can complete the project, then you say, oh, we now try to find people to bring in to plan poll meters. That doesn't have meters in Monrovia. So what is the corporation is doing? We have said privatize this corporation. They take care of all the losses and things. Or you say, give me $1 million, $2 million now.
What I see,
give it to them.
what I see,
But because
that country needs trust.
they will not do it because corruption. The senator doesn't want to pay a light bill. The minister doesn't want to pay a light bill. So LEC is there, they get free current. You go to the man says, don't climb that pole that the senator has. The workers are LEC. Those days are no, and they still doing it. They make like 2, 3, 4 houses, say that you own a benefit. Nobody can touch it. Water and sewer, the same thing. I used to do at this on internship water and sewer. Mr. Sewer, the man go take 3 houses. He say,
you hire your own house too. You hire your house too.
I never had a house. I was doing internship. But when you go in the fee, these are things they say, oh, don't touch your house. You can't call it what that man own a house there. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
2, 3 houses, someone can say that they benefit and they come to pay them. They don't put them money on the side.
So, okay, we're going to continue. How can this narrative be changed? Who should lead the cause of changing this narrative? We have the media. It's all the media that is also convoluted, polluted, contaminated. People take sides. People not making conversation proportionate. They have injected entertainment into the media. They have jumped into subliminal, false message, falsehood, false information, and the citizens buy into it. They love being entertained.
Yeah, Mr. So, the media we even go worse than what they are doing, because Liberia, if you do your own survey, you understand that most of the media institutions in Liberia are owned by politicians. So the issue of balance,
because they want to control the narrative.
Yeah, because if you as a professional journalist and you are working with a senator, he owns the station, and you want to present your ethic as a journalist, you might likely lose your job in just maybe 2-3 days. Just get to
going in public and giving donation to media institution. Can you
have to bring in interest stories and what have you. There where the issue of Ministry of Information needs to come in. Who should media institution? Because they are the regulatory arm of media institution in Liberia. They are the one that gives permit to media institution. So if you have this proliferation of media institutions that are not,
Marcus, how can you regulate those who have the authority to pen down their signatures and give you approval?
Let me say this.
How can these
that is it. Then we come to the issue of the U.S. ambassador statement. According to him, he quoted the city mayor, the current city mayor, that since he took over, he has not gotten money from foreign partners. Now, do you know what he said? He said that he wondered, are you depending on foreigners to clean your city?
The Center Street is literally close. I'm telling you.
Yes. Then he talked about the issue of when he was in the rural part of Liberia, when he was a volunteer for the Peace Corps, that he noticed that the rural part of Liberia was mostly clean, but there was no electricity, but people were obeying the local government.
Yes.
There were areas where people could dump dikes.
Yes.
I live in the interior. Majority of my lifetime in Liberia was in the interior. We did farming. There is no farming job you tell me I don't know about. We did all those things. But there were times that they will tell you the road that were leading to the farms. They will tell everybody will come together to clean that road.
Yes.
You understand? If you were making your farm and then tree fell on the road, it is your duty to cut that tree, to clean that road. Those are signs of responsibility. But unlike the issue of Monrovia being dirty or being dirtified, is a collective responsibility of everybody. Somebody is making diet and he throws the diet outside of his home. You understand? Then the city government or self do not have plans. I live in Senegal for some time. In Senegal, every how do we call it? Like every Thursday, there are trucks that come around to collect the dirt. But those people do not come in your home to collect dirt. What they do, they appoint. Whenever you hear the sound of those lorries, you get out with your, how you call it, your trash. You put it there. They put it inside. Those are simple ideologies. But you are discussing the city of Monrovia. I think 79,000 towards something, 170 something, 70 million
Yeah.
being pumped in, like the ambassador said. Such money, like the beginning, I'm seeing something here, 79 million
For
donated
healthcare.
for the health sector.
And look at
And
the hospitals.
you still have retention in a dangerous condition.
Yes.
You
He
still
helped
have
me do it.
the FJ grant in Sino County. Is a death trap that even when you are sick with malaria, you go there, sometimes your malaria get worse. So where are we heading? So we should learn to take responsibility.
Okay, gentlemen, I know we have to
And
find. I think we need to take this conversation from the hands of these politicians. I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know what sort of surgical or political operation that we're going to put in place to take it, because these people, they are unable. The senator, the lord, I mean, all of them, they are unable. But how can we do that? How can we redirect the conversations of Liberia? Who's going to listen to us?
To read, first thing, we have to continue this message. And secondly, by we continuing this message, maybe through the wilderness we'll find some people. But we can't.
Where, here or in Liberia?
Well, in Liberia, so, but what we cannot do is that to say we are tired. Because
Yes.
the moment we say we are giving up,
That's the ploy, that's the tactics of these people. You leave
Yes.
them when they get tired, they are hating, they will take Tylenol,
They will
they will
stop.
take something, and they will go to bed, and
Yes.
we will have our party.
and that's why I always say we cannot keep quiet to say, oh, that let people do what they want to do. No. The moment we say that means they have won.
Let's put aside the politicians. We were going to be wrapping up. Are we honest to our country? Marcus, let me start with you. I know it's sort of kind of crazy. Are we honest and sincere with our country? Are we honest in our decision making in supporting people that we think we can do that? Are we honest, you think?
Most of us, especially the electors, those who have voting rights, they have not been honest to Liberia, because you vote for somebody based on programs that person has, based on agenda, based on past record, based on the person community services. Community services will mean how did he live his life, whatever he was living, places he has worked, what were his track record. For example, in Liberia is one of the countries that I know in Africa, even in the world, wherein, for example, if maybe I was teaching and then I was very corrupt in the classroom, and later on I want to join politics, because I'm somehow popular, maybe I have some money or the political party, people don't question you on the basis of integrity, because integrity is very important. There where the issue, you see, the issue, how do you call it? America, if America says that, if America wants for Liberia to be developed, it will happen. I gave you the classical example with the issue of the Senate. When the senator had the elections, when they brought Prince Johnson as the chairman on defense,
Are you saying that you always
what
give us
happened?
that you tell us don't do this, don't do that, and we
Yeah,
say we have
no, okay,
people should
now,
feed us?
now they shouldn't babysit us, but they are the one talking now. It is hurting them. I don't care what you do. America will always pump in money into Liberia's economy.
Not
So,
only Liberia. I mean,
yes,
America, if you look at their establishment, they are the higher donors in the world. And this is why,
yes,
and
in
that's
the
why
world,
they're
in the world.
interest, and that's
Now,
why they
if
always talk, but people don't get it.
okay, for example, Mr. So, the establishment that you have that we are discussing on now, this establishment, if you have people who are sponsoring and they are not seeing something tangible from this establishment, should they still continue to sponsor?
No, that's a
Or
waste of
even
money.
If they want to sponsor, they can come to the management and tell the management this is what we want. They did the same thing to the Senate. When Prince Johnson, Senator Johnson, was elected as the chairman of defense, they said that Prince Johnson was corrupt. Prince Johnson was there, and what happened? Within few days, the Senate had a U-turn in a decision. All of these officials we are discussing, if they do not go to America, they never travel anywhere. How many times have you seen your government officials standing on Broad Street to take selfie, to take photos? They don't do it because they know the conditions of those places. But when they come to Nairobi, they stand, they go in those places. The other time, Akaro Grace was here. He was visiting all of the parks, the museum, those places, museum.
Yeah.
He took photos because the reason why he took photos because these places are what? Beautiful. They are beautiful. When they go to America, they stand in the on the beautiful street. They go to UK, they stand at Downing Street, they take photos. But they can never take photos on Broad Street. Never. Ask your government official because they know. So we ourselves, we are deceitful to ourselves. We elect people that we know that whenever they get there, they want to get whatever they spend. They are not accountable to us. And we also reduce ourselves as beggars.
Quickly here.
Yes.
Who the heck should be the presidents of Liberia? All of these people that are fighting all over the place. You have Cummings, you have Boyka. I don't know.
Mr. Soul, let me
Who
say
do we
this.
have? And when will we know? By this time, in this country and in other countries, when elections is kind of close proximity like this, you begin to see a forceful talking point, conversation, agenda.
Yes.
Telling us precisely, if I become president, I will, here in this country, they will tell them. And we always make that connection. Other people will say, maybe you're not supposed to do that. Well, we consider ourselves as a small America, literally, and we adapt their way, the system, the democratic style, and they will tell us.
Even our constitution,
hostility measures. I bet them to come out to say, okay, if I become president, this sort of crazy birthdays and for this and that. What the hell, they can put all of these people together and make it
No.
while no lawmaker get a guts to put into legislation to say, look, we need to have one day as a president. Whether you are a bad president, you're a good president, we forgive you. We have one President's Day. You know how many thousands of dollars people's school are interrupted? I got a phone call today and I was so pissed, and I want to make a follow-up on
Yes.
school. They call for PTA meeting in the middle of the week, Wednesday. And guess what? Any parent that doesn't show up, you are fined $200 Liberian. Samaria has a population up to almost 7,000 students. People trying to make ends meet. These are things happening, and people that are in charge, they are not saying anything. Is that a court now? Schools are court to find people?
No. Mr. Soul.
So the entire system is corrupt. The entire system is polluted. It's not just only in government. Yana boys, everybody, Kiamen, Keke, Pimpin, everybody corrupt. All of us, people in the media corrupt.
But Mr. Soul, what I continue to tell you, we can talk about all the corruption. We know the corruption is all over. The corruption is from bottom to top, top to bottom. But here's what I always say. Who will set the pace? The common man in the street. Mr. Soul, he must be my nature. Don't let the big government. Don't want to be controlled. That's why the system of government comes to play to regulate, to control behavior of people at certain time. Now, we know that the office boy in Liberia are all corrupt. But why continue to do it?
There are also factors too, anyway, even though that's not an argument
but
for them to be corrupt.
Why they continue to do it? Mr. Saul, if you sitting down at this door and say, I'm not taking one from anybody to sign this paper. The office boy open the door, he bring and say, oh, boss man, please sign the paper. You say, no. But I don't want it. I will look at the paper. If it's correct, I will sign it. I don't need money. When he go out there, someone said, "Man, can't find out the department." You say, "No, that man can't take money. Don't carry them." The message will start trickling down, and you tell the people, "If I see any man take money from people that instruction, you will lose. You will move from here." The message will go down. But if you, the offer boy, bring the fire out to you, take it, put it in your pocket. The next time he will settle $110, then he put fire in pocket, bring fire out to you.
But in the midst of this, there are some decent people that I can say this.
No, I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying everybody, but it's maybe minority. And the last thing I wanted to stress on is look at this corruption, Mr. So. The health ministry, the COVID test.
We get 3 minutes. We get 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, and they tell you that the national, like they just call it, people, they cannot give account where that money is going. And the test case was given to them free. Free.
Let me tell you, that place.
Free. The test kit was given to them by free by donors. But yeah, but they're charging $50 to $75 for a test. Where is the money going? Nobody knows. And people in the government, the national legislature cannot bring these people to the Minister of Health to tell them, where is this money? Tell us the record. Silence.
Your last one, Michael.
You know, there's somewhere I was in a chat room, we were discussing corruption. Whether corruption can be eradicated from Liberia, and you can name the rest. I was one of those persons that said that maybe it will happen during the return of Jesus Christ, because even the imam.
Guarantee, because when Jesus go there and meet
let me ask you in your statement. You grew up in Sando. In no villages. How many times saw you corruption in those villages?
In the villages, whether there were corruption?
Yeah. Where people went and took money out, they just the town you just go and say bring them and take it and go and eat it. How many times?
They can order people ghosts and chicken and order that. The chicken I'm gonna bring them one. You can talk. You can talk. So I mean, this.
No, Mr. So.
But it's kind of like minimize. That's the only authority that they have there.
There were corruption in the villages. There were corruption when it comes to decision making. That is, once you are not connected.
I'm sorry to say we're gonna close the door at this point here, but
yeah.
We're gonna close the door at this point here. I'm sorry. We're gonna continue this conversation. But I think that we have to find a strategy. We want to do something. We need to take this sort of conversation from the hands of these politicians and stakeholders, because they are unable. They have not told us anything in the last time around. So probably we have to. And I saw today another group, some kind of liberation movement, La Rimbo. You saw that thing today? I know. I mean,
I'm sorry. I see that.
I saw the India green or whatever thing. South. This sort of thing, what is the hope are they giving to people? Oh, Siaka Kone or whatever, some kind of group. Everybody in Liberia, the English, when they speak English, you got to go to encyclopedia to find a definition. Gentlemen, we're going to leave it here. Look, Eduardo, try to make time here. I think it's time for us to have concrete conversation so that the people will understand. And believe me, these things that we do here, and this is why some of us can get a little bit agitated when we see the way it'll be going. Despite of this, Liberians are still hopeful. They will still struggle to buy their data and go back to those things. And so this is why some of us say when people having this conversation, we have to be very careful. We have to be nationalist. We have to put our country first. We have to be honest with our people. And these people who support these politicians, for God's sake, you can support who you want to support, but try to raise your finger. The person that you support them when he or she is not doing the right thing. But this is the problem. This is the challenge. You don't call your leader's name. Then they are all agitated. They throw tantrum. They call you name. They this and that. And then tomorrow when they get there, when they start doing crazy things, they come back, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't, because why? You did not ask question. You were never honest. Everything was just yes. You never had a guts to raise your finger. Yes, I support you, Mr. Cummings. Yes, I support you, Joseph Boyka. But tell us, what happens between you and even Helen Johnson Sirleaf? Listen to what this guy saying. Is that the vice president is challenging. But Liberians say vice president is a ceremonial position. So we just put anybody, any kind of making more, we just put it there
Yeah.
because when your president is doing something, you shouldn't talk because
Yeah.
it's a ceremonial. Who told you that? You never saw it was so Mike Pence defied Donald Trump to overturn the election. So
Donald Trump actually,
if we had that kind of thing in Liberia, forget it. Then the country is in chaos. So the vice president, the qualifications of the vice president is equivalent, is equilibrium to that of the president. So there's notion of mindset, the vice president, you can't do this, you can't do this. Really? We need somebody
so
who's going to put your
it's
pants
in
up,
the
who will stand
shoe.
up for the Liberian people.
It's in the shoe so that they excuse the funding.
Yeah.
But when the vice president himself said 75% of the decision the president made came from him. So why we cannot question him?
He had to even tell us what he suggested to the president, and the president disagreed. Usually by this time we should see a memoir to outline to tell us. But because of political correctness, because they still want to hold on to state power, they are things on their sleeve they don't want to tell us. Gentlemen, the old man has caught up with us here this evening, but we're going to be here. I think we need to drive a new sense of directions into our talking point so that Liberia will be benefited, not necessarily these people. And we will have to do it fairly. Maybe these young people that are supporting these, be it the opposition, the government, we also need to start holding people accountable. On what basis are they supporting people? What they know that we do not know, so they can tell us. I think that's a fun deal. Mr. George and our man from Nairobi, to want to thank you so much for being here, and all of our folks from inside Liberia to here in the US and other parts of the world. We want to thank you, and that's how we're going to close here this evening. And until then, I'm Alfonso Z, and so we're going to be right back here for more talking point. Thank you so much, guys. Folks,
Thank
have
you.
a pleasant evening. Dualo, man, you need to put your number or send me your number inbox. We need to have a conversation. Have a pleasant evening, gentlemen. Bye bye.
Thank you.